Hey there guys, the Asian guy here, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to make a paper Balisong. And then today I'll not show you how I exactly do it, like I'll not show how I stack the paper and then place in everything. All I will talk about and show you is the main things and the tips and the key to make a nice Balisong, which is very durable and then very solid one. I will just show you the blueprints and if your Balisong, your design is legit or is it going to really work. Yeah, those are the stuff I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to show you how I make this kind of indestructible paper. So yeah, this is how I do it, and then I'll show you in a moment very fast. So first of all, we need a blueprint, like we need all the measurements and stuff to see whether is your Balisong the ratio and size is correct. You don't want to make a too fat or too long one, you want to make one which is um, perfect for your hand and it feels very comfortable. And as you can see, my Balisong is like the final product is actually a bit shorter. It's actually some error I did, so I have to cut off a lot of stuff, and then the blueprint will not be very accurate because in the middle of the process you have a lot of adjustments and stuff. So yeah, so the blueprint is what helps you a lot, and basically the very important piece of thing that you really need. And then so I'll teach you guys how to do the blueprint. So first of all, um, you start to sketch out like what the Balisong actually looks like um, from different point of view. Like if you want to view it sideways like this, yeah, so this is how it looks like, and then this is how it looks like when it's closed. And yeah, you want to figure out the mechanism, and then the Balisong I made, the mechanism is a bit different because normal ones they have a pin here, and what stops the handle from going over is actually the pin. And actually I think the pin will do a great damage to the handle, like because you slam it a lot and then it's not going to be very nice. So I decided to go with my own design. It's like a flat piece of ball here, like a flat just something flat, and then the wall, the back of the handle, and it stops it. So yeah, it's like a perfect alignment. You have to do the measurements because if you're doing it this way, you have to measure it out very nicely. The pin one is just very easy because it just stops there no matter what, as long as your pin is in the middle of the blade, and it will stop the handle. But this design, you need some measurements and stuff, but I think this design is a bit more durable. So the blueprints, I think you want to get yourself two. Yeah, one of them is photostep. If you have a photostep machine, then it's best. Like I prefer like to have two because I can see if it's legit or not. Okay, so you cut the blade out. You want the blade to be, yeah, you want to copy the blade exactly. You want the blade to fit and stuff. Okay, you want to have the shapes correctly, and then you cut it out. And then in your another copy of your blueprint, you cut off one of the handles, and you want the walls like to be drawn very correctly. So I'll show you actually how I use my blueprint. It's very funny how I make the blueprint, how I make it to check if my Balisong is legit or not, my design. So I'll grab something like this, like something sharp, and then you can see I drawn out the holes where the pins are going to be, so they are like where they are going to spin. And then the handle also, yeah, so this is the wall, so that means I'll be placing this side. Okay, so you want to line up things perfectly, I think. Yeah, so it's very hard. I can't bend over Yeah, I don't want to block the camera. So line up with the hole correctly. Yeah, so you just like press it hardly, make sure it doesn't go anywhere, and then you can start rotating it to check. Nope, this is inside. I got some stuff wrong. Okay, so you place it correctly at the hole. Yeah, this is just like test if your design is legit, or are there going to be anything blocking or jamming. So you just press it very hardly so it doesn't move, and then you start to turn. Yeah, you turn to check. I recommend turning the blade. Yeah, you turn to check the blade, and then this must not move. So when your blade is fully open, you see it lines up with the wall. And then make sure it's the middle. I have a line drawn in of the middle of the blade, like to see things. So it is at the middle line, and then it lines with the wall. So yeah, it stops that perfectly. So your blade, like when you open it, it won't be like very funny. Yeah, this is how to check if your blueprint works. You can do a lot of stuff with like these two clone, I can say it's clone or some test stuff. So this is the blueprints. I'm not going to talk like my measurements, because you can make your own measurements as long as it is legit and it works. Okay, so this is all I'm going to talk about the blueprints. And then about the tools, you want a very sharp precision knife, and then probably want to start with a new blade, because it's just much better with a sharper blade. You don't want to screw things up. Blunt blades really ruins your stuff, you know. You want to use you don't want to use a utility cutter, because the blade is very soft and it's pretty much useless. I hate the utility knife the most, and it's not very razor sharp. This kind of X-Acto is what you are going to use. And then some kind of file thingy, it's not necessary, but it just helps a lot. You can get them at Daiso, the 5 ringgit shop, like some kind of Japanese shop. Everything is like the same price, and you can find out what these are actually like sand, like filing. Yeah, they are very helpful at making the holes. Like I don't use a power tool to make it. I don't use drill and stuff. The paper is very hard, but I have to do it manually, and I think it's much better than using a drill, because I think it's going to damage the paper. Yeah, this is what you need. And then we are not really going to use a scissors for this. If you want, you can. And then you want some pins. Yeah, the pins are one of the tools we use to make the holes. And then the glue, try not to use glue stick, because glue stick is like very oily. I can't say it's oily, but after you paste it together and you still can move it, that's not what we want. You want to use something like PVA glue or some woodcraft glue is perfect. They may be like very liquid, like very fluid, and I'll show you how I spread them and apply them to the papers later. You want them to be, after drying out, they have to stick together very solidly. The paper doesn't move, so if a lot of layers doesn't move, you can't bend it, because it's very hard to bend if they are all stick together. Like it can't move like this. If you place two pieces of paper like this, which is not stick, you can see you can bend it very easily, because it does move like this. Like this piece, this thing has been dried like 1 week, more than 1 week already. I haven't do anything with this piece. Yeah, they are like 2 pieces of paper, 2 to 3, and then I just cut them up. So this thing is like very hard, and you can say it's a piece of prospect, but it's just paper. This is not A4. This is something better than A4, not a lot, but just a little bit thicker. Yeah, so you can hear the sound. It's very hard, and it's very hard to bend. Like this thing is like legit plastic. Yeah, because you can't like move it inside so it's all stick together, it forms very dense piece of board or something like this. I would say because we won't use card like the kind of cardboard, like those kind of cardboard with one black face and one white ones inside is brown color. They may be something like this, but inside they're actually fiber, like they're actually fiber, and then if you break them they will like come off like powdery. That's why it seems very legit and you don't have to do the steps, but it's very light. First it's very light, and then it's not a good material because you may like stick 3 to 2 of them together, but you can just bend them easily, and after you bend them it's just GG. You can bend them easily and it's not good. It's just not good. I don't like to work with them. I have one of the Balisongs, like the previous try, like the previous attempt, I use this kind of material and it's very light and it's almost garbage. So this kind of paper is what we are going for. Like this is like some plastic, so yeah, like a 3D printer. Yeah, so that's really like all the tools we need, which is very simple, but all the hard work is actually trimming the stuff and then making the round. It just it takes a lot of strength to cut them. So yeah, these are all the materials and the blueprint we are going to be using. Yeah.